Honourable Leader of the Third Party.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, this NDP government is hiding bad policy behind good policy. Yesterday, they introduced Ashley Jensen to highlight employment standard changes that we on this side support. To protect the job of a mother who takes time off to care for her child with cancer, of course we support that. Sadly, the NDP is using Ashley as a human shield for bad policy in the same bill. Shame. To the Premier, it's obvious you're using this Albertan for political cover. Why wouldn't you separate in two different bills the positive changes for job protection from the many negative changes that you are pushing?
The Honourable Premier.
Well, you know, Mr. Speaker, it's all fine for the member opposite to say that it's an automatic thing, that we should move forward with the kind of leaves that the many stories that Albertans have been telling about the struggles they've had under the leadership of the former government come to the forefront. So I'm glad that he's finally seen the light, Mr. Speaker, but 44 years that government failed to bring in the kinds of changes that every other worker in this country had and deserved. And for him to come here now and complain about us moving forward on it is the most hypocritical thing I've seen in this House in some time, Mr. Speaker.
Wrong again. The Premier sat here last term when we introduced compassionate chair changes brought in by MLA Generu. The Labour Minister was asked repeatedly if she'd take the private ballot away for union certification. She said no, but it turns out it does happen. By the time a vote can happen, after 6 months of card signing, everyone will know who signed a card and who has not, leaving workers open to intimidation from both sides, union and management. To the Premier, why are you leaving Alberta workers vulnerable to intimidation from all sides by removing the secret ballot provision?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, under the rules that were put in place by the Conservative government back in the 80s, a system was created that left Alberta workers vulnerable in a way that no other worker in the country had experienced. Quite frankly, the Supreme Court of Canada has issued so many decisions about matters related to labour relations where if you applied those decisions to our labour laws, there's so many ways in which we were in breach of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms under the leadership of the former government. Mr. Speaker, we are righting the balance. We are creating a fair and modern workplace, and it is about time.
Member, second supplemental.
Premier's making it worse. Mr. Speaker, many nonprofits and charities manage their budgets by working long hours near key times of year and then letting employees take banked hours off during slower times. Bill 17 now means they have to pay 1.5 times the hourly pay. Now nonprofits will need to raise more money to provide the same service or provide less mission-based work per year. Congratulations, you fixed what wasn't broken. To the Premier, your government is constantly hurting the people you claim to help. Are you beholden to your union masters that charities are just collateral damage?
The Honourable Premier.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Whether the hard-working people of Alberta are earning a living as workers, working for oil companies, working for banks, working for accountants, or working for charities, Mr. Speaker, each and every one of them deserves to have certain basic rights in the employment sector. Quite frankly, people who work for charities, they deserve to be treated fairly. They don't deserve to be told to work volunteer hours because somehow what they do is less valuable, because it is not less valuable. It is as valuable. And, Mr. Speaker, that's what our rules will make sure happens.